Okay, so here we are for Pilates, and let's start with the roller lengthways down your spine. Make sure your tail is rounded. And you can go back and just start to move up your chest. The head supported here, the shoulder blades draping down, curving around your roller, and the arms open out to the side and down. I'm going to move this camera a little further away from me. You guys are fine, and you can just start rocking from side to side. Just feel as you're moving to side here, your scapula curved down towards the ground. You're getting that nice massage from the edge, middle edge of one blade to the middle edge of the other. So you can sort of feel that shift the blades a little bit sideways on your back, underneath your ribs, on top of the roller. And maybe think of the back of the hand still grounded here as you move gently from one side to the other. And then we'll come back to center and lift the arms up, big hug of the air above your chest with embrace. And then exhale, pull the arms open slowly up and down. The blades come around the curve of the roller and you rise again. Arms lift. And the blades are still heavy. And then exhale, pull the arms slowly open and down. So you're not just falling into gravity, you're not just falling to the floor, but you're working your way both up and down, resisting gravity, resisting momentum. So we take a deep inhale, feel the lungs expand, the belly will rise, and also get broad, really this expansion of the body with the breath is 360 degrees. So picture your whole body inflating like a balloon as you breathe in deeply, and then deflating back into your central axis as you exhale slowly. One more time. The blade's still heavy, even as the arms go up. And then exhale, bring it down. Resist gravity on the way to the floor. Now we lift the arms and point the fingers to the ceiling. The head's a little wider than your chest, wider than your shoulders. And as you exhale, let the blades drop down. Take your time, and then inhale, lift the hands, the shoulders shrug up. And exhale, collarbones broaden, and the blades sink down. Inhale, lift. And exhale to release. Inhale here, bring the hands high. Eyes up and slightly back. And then be sure that your forehead is aligned with your chin here. If you feel like it isn't, you can always grab another towel or another mat to prop up your head slightly. So your neck is really comfortable and it's not really arched. Here we're maintaining the natural curves, the inverse curves at your neck and your waistline as you're heavy across the sacrum, heavy across the shoulder blades, and heavy into the base of your skull. One more of these retracted arms and then retracted arms coming down. Turn the palms forward and lengthen the arms long at your side. Lift your fingers, slide forward, pull the shoulders away from your ears. We inhale to bring the arms up to 90 degrees in parallel unison, and exhale, slide the arms back, preventing the ribs from arcing additionally. And then we bring the arms forward, collarbones rotate inside your chest, they spin forward to take the arms forward and down. And here we go again, the arms up, feel the weight of them, the length of them, and the blades slide towards your hips as the arms go back. And then bring the arms forward. And exhale all the way down, nice and long. And one more release. Moving them in parallel, synchronizing the movement here through space. And allowing the weight of the arms to challenge your ability to maintain the curves of your spine on the roller. Now just the right arm will go up and back. And now let's switch the arms so they're moving reciprocally. One goes forward, one goes back, and then we change that reversal. Try to really focus on the mobility of the shoulder blades underneath you. Too many times people just lock the shoulder blades down because they're dependent on that in an effort to keep their body vertical and good posture. It's not the best strategy. You end up trying to hold the body up with part of the body that's not designed to do that. So that just builds tension and stress in the whole system. But here we let the arms be free, the scapula slide and move as we reach into space, and then press the arms down along your side. From here, both arms up to 90 degrees, and then exhale, bring the arms along at your side here. Soft landing with the hands. Next, we'll take the hands to your shoulders and pull the elbows in and up, and exhale out wide, around and down. It's a little chicken wing circles here with your elbows. You still want to think about one breath per circle, so a short, deep inhale and a long, sustained exhale to come all the way around and in. It's not a race, so you don't have to speed the movement up. You just want to take it nice and slow at the pace of your breath. So let your breath establish the timing of each circle, and you decide how big it's going to be, right? Usually we want to start a little small and get a little bit larger circles, a little spiral further and further out and away with every repetition. Let's complete this circle and then we'll reverse. So the elbows come in at your side, let them drop low and go wide and behind, and then bring them up around and narrow them in as they come down, sliding by the side of your ribs. You can feel the shoulder blades move, the collarbones move, as well as the arms. And notice how here you're opening your chest. Every position of the arm stretches a different part of your pecs, your chest muscles. Now we'll complete the former circle. And then extend the arms forward, lengthen out through your fingertips, full arm circles, arms all the way up and back by your ears. Circle out wide, palms up to the ceiling until the hands are down, reaching towards the end of your mat. Then rotate the upper arm to turn the palms down. We lift the arms up and back. Big yawn of the body, like greet the day. Circle around and in, and then palms down to do this again. You stretch, you should feel that stretch in your waistline, in your rib cage, front, back, and side, and go out further and further with the fingertips, finding your wingspan there. One more in this direction. Your arms suspended, and then you cut through the air with the knife edge of your arms. Reach out to the pinky fingers, spread the palms open as you spread the fingers, and turn the palms down, and now rotate the palms up. So we're taking the arms out to the side. As they reach behind you, lift them a little higher off the floor, and exhale, deep breath, push the air out of your lungs, press the arms down to the ground, and palms up to circle again. Reach back, full stretch. Exhale, dive the arms forward. It's always good to imagine that you're moving here inside a pool of crystal clear water. You would feel your body swimming through the air, and the air moving around as you move through it. Create waves in that imaginary water, as you're creating waves in the air as you move your arms. Big exhale. Belly pulls deep as the arms move forward and down. And then we'll bring the arms up and into diamond arms, so thumbs together, index fingers together. Lightly press in to get a little feeling of work in your biceps. And then the whole shape swings back to frame your face. That's your inhale. Exhale, pull the belly deep. Expel the air out the very bottom of your lungs, and let the hands float over your hips, over your pelvis, and then take the hands back again. The blades slide towards your waist as the arms go back, and then exhale, the blades just get heavy, and then sink towards your hips as the arms move forward. Do this again. Notice where you feel weight in your body, move through your feet, and anywhere that is touching the roller. And then also feel where there's space around your body and move through it. One last one. exhale to start lifting the arms, keep exhaling until the arms are floating and then down at your side. Really nice. We can slide off here. And let's just do a little bit of hip opening next. So we'll take the roller here across your sacrum and your back. You're going to be careful with your range, right? Yep. Like this for everybody. So all the way down. And then press into your feet, reach up and take the roller across your sacrum. And then fold your knees into your chest. We'll lift the legs up to the ceiling. And here, soft point with your toes. We'll bring the right leg back and the left leg forward into scissors. And then inhale to switch the legs. And to exhale, switch again. Now, if you're tight through the back of your legs, hamstrings are the usual culprit here. You want to definitely have your knees bent so that you're really sort of centering the movement over the pelvic floor. Because if your hamstrings tend to be tight, then the movement tends to be further away, closer to the ground. And that could be too much load into the low back if you're not careful. So try to start with the legs vertical, even if it means you bend your knees, and then push the legs away from that vertical point in the air. And no matter where you start, what your range is, whether your legs are bent or straight, really focus on the leg coming back to stretch the back of the leg. And then when the leg goes forward, you're opening up across the front of the hip. We'll bring both legs up to the ceiling and externally rotate. Heels are touching, toes are apart, just Pilates B between your feet. And let's leave the left leg in the air and bring the right leg out and down. It draws an arc like half of a rainbow. Go down from the top to one side and then exhale and pick it up slowly. Now we leave the right leg in the air and the left leg travels out to the side and then down towards the ground, where you try to hold the right hip steady on your roller. Press through your arms, press through your hips, and bring that leg up. Take your time so you feel the work. And now the right leg only goes out and over and down. And exhale, and works its way back uphill to the apex of the arm. And now the right leg is stable, the left leg is sideways. You have to resist the tendency to take the vertical leg away to the other side as a counterweight, as a counterbalance. We're getting that counterweight from the core as we do this asymmetrical movement here. Exhale to drag it up. Move slowly enough that you feel the work that you're doing. And one more time, going out and down to the left. You press the right hip, the right arm into your roller. Exhale and drag the left leg back up to the ceiling. Now here, let's bend your knees into your chest. And then exhale, lower the left foot down. And we'll extend the right leg up to the ceiling here. Stretch it up. And now we have a soft point in the foot. And we lower the heel down as far as you can, safely for your spine. You may get a little hip extension here as you lower the heel to the ground. You can always bend that right knee, but then lengthen through the sole of the foot. Exhale and bring the right leg back up again. So we're doing a single leg lower lift and working into the range that works for your body. So keep pulling the roller back towards your armpit. Each leg is going to stay in its own lane, directly aligned with the hip joint, so that the legs will be about 4 inches apart, and each lane is 4 inches away from the other one. Tap down for the stretch across the hip, maybe into the quad, maybe across the low abs, and then exhale to pick up the leg. Now let's switch legs. So you bend both knees. The right one goes down, the left leg goes up. Pull the leg back a little bit for the stretch to the back of your leg there. Again, the knee can be slightly bent or bent a lot, depending on what you need. Stretch the leg as you reach it forward. You may need to bend the knee at the end of the movement if you're tight across the front of this leg. Lengthen out, exhale to pick it up. Now, while you're focused on the beautiful movement of this single leg lower lift, also be sure you're maintaining the other leg so that it's vertical as well, And you feel weight into the inner edge of your standing foot, the right foot, so that the knee isn't drifting sideways and falling open out to the side. We pull the leg up on the exhale, and we release the leg forward on the inhale. And this can be leisurely. You do want to feel the work of lowering and lifting the legs. So you're working in both directions from your deep hip flexor, your psoas muscle here on the left. One more time. We end with the exhale to lift it up. And then pull both knees into your chest. And just rock your knees from one side to the other. Turn your head away from your knees. Big exhale to swing the knees over to the side. Tipping the hips so you're really on the lateral edge of the glute. And then to the other side, you can just breathe as you wish. And feel this nice massage across the glute into the edge of the sacrum, into the SI joints. Your shoulder blades stay heavy, they're grounded. As you twist the spine at both ends with the head turning away from your knees. And we'll come back to center. First, pull the knees in a little bit. And then exhale, lower them down. Lift your hips, rotate the lower underneath you so you're on a separate, different place. And then stretch your right leg forward, your right arm back. Open up that deep front line here on your right. Back of the head rest into the ground. The leg may want to be slightly externally rotated, that's fine too. One more breath here, deep breath in. Exhale, sigh the air out, and let the navel sink down towards the spine. We'll bring the arm back, we'll bring the right foot back, and then extend the left leg and the left arm at the shoulder. And take a moment to just acknowledge that stretch that may feel different from the other side. And then just find your breath and relax into the stretch. Inhale for length, exhale for weight. And one more breath, please now. Exhale the air slowly. And then bring the hand back, bring the leg back, and we're going to lift off of the roller and take it out. Okay. So from here, we'll start our roll up. So extend the legs forward. If you want to use a bare bend around your feet, you can do it now. Or if you want to use weights on your ankles, go ahead and add them here on top of the part of the shin. And then we'll reach the arms up and back. Unless you're holding onto the band, keep the arms at your side. Bring the arms up, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Big exhale to off with the rib cage. Suction the weight back into the front of your spine and duck forward with your legs. You can bend your knees here. Just stretch out your lower back if you're tight. And then reach forward through your feet and curl back. Come down slowly, really feel that articulation 1 inch at a time. Working equally on the right and left side to support the movement. And then we lift again. Up here, big exhale. The weight pulls back as if you're diving over a ball. Wrap your body around that imaginary ball, and then you can start to roll back. Think of the ball rolling up the front of your body to take you to the ground, one vertebra at a time. So this strengthens that whole front line, the abdominal wall here in front of your body as it stretches the back. Try to get every inch of the front to work. You're not lifting your body in chunks, but you're really articulating the spine, both on the way up and on the way down. There's a little delay going down, so resist gravity, fight it, come down, work into it, and then you can release into it at the end. And we'll do this one more time, coming up. The higher the arms are, the more loaded it is to lift. Lower arms make it a little easier, so you figure out where you need to be through the progression of the exercise. And then we're going to roll back into, actually, we're going to go back into hot dog. So we're going to go back, instead of hundreds today, you'll come back and grab your roller, upright curl, take the roller parallel to the ground between the arches of your feet and your knees, and then support the back of your head with your hands. You're going to pull the head up, try to come to the tip of the shoulder blades, pull the elbows down in and look at your navel. Now from here, we're just going to slide the roller forward, trying to keep it parallel to the ground until you feel really good deep work here in the abdominals, and then exhale and pull it on back. Now it's hard not to fall back into gravity, right? So as the legs move forward, you're trying to pull the sternum forward and to the wall in front of you. So you get a really deep bend right at the base of the chest here. And then hopefully you're on the tip of the blades or somewhere near, and then bring it on back. You can also do this resting your head down. It just means that you want to have a little, well, a smaller range of motion with your legs. So an option could be for the head to be down, even your hands slightly, giving you support, holding onto the back of your thighs. And this movement would be a lot smaller because the waist isn't pushing into the ground. Otherwise, you're up, you're looking down, you squeeze the legs around the roller to really have a firm grip at your knees and at your arches. That'll turn up the work in your inner thighs and also your low abs. Right, this is no joke, right? Because you can make it as difficult or as easy as you want. And hopefully you're coming in and really focusing right where you need the work, right into the low abdominals, below the navel, above the pubic bone. All right, and then we'll lay the head down. Let's take that roller, take it across under your neck. And you fold your hands to the edge, close your eyes, and just turn your head easy from one side to the other. You can keep your knees bent, feet widen, and knock your knees together in the center. I'll give you a little release into the low back here. And as you go side to side, just be sure your head is drifting and you're not forcing it into more rotation than it wants to achieve. And if you find a spot that's particularly tight and tense, maybe just go little circles around that point, or back and forth or up and down, whatever you want to do. Just try to massage out that particular area on the skull. And then we can go to the other side and maybe look for a spot that needs help here and do a little bit of slow movement into that area to release that holding pattern that maybe you've acquired driving somewhere back from vacation or trying a different sport or whatever. All right, and then we'll take the roller out to the side. And grab it down in. Here's the release. So the left leg goes forward, the right leg goes in, and you'll take the band around your right foot. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. And here's a chance to really pull into the band. Get your elbows onto the ground, one on each side, and slide the elbows towards your hips. The other leg extends out. And here do a point flex of your foot. Double toe, double heel. As the elbows slide forward, the shoulders move away from your ears. And again here, if you're tight in the back line, bend your knee and be sure the foot is right over the glute. And then we do a soft point and we circle the leg. Inhale up across the body and then low. Exhale, rotate, pull the right leg out to the right and pull the left side grounded. And we do that again. So reach and push forward into the band. The elbows stay down on the mat. Your forearm pivots from that point so that the arm as well as the band are following the diagonals chosen by the leg. You can always tighten up on the band or pay it out depending on more support or a little more stretch. The hip pulls down and away from the movement of the leg. And let's come to the top here and reverse. Externally rotate the right leg and move to the right with the left side staying down. We pull the leg across the body and bring it all the way up, reach it high and reach out again. Short inhale starts your circle and a long exhale completes it. We want to try to get to the point where you are desperate for that first inhale and then it's a long exhale and you pace it, you pay it out so that the end of the breath happens at the top of the movement, at the top of the circle, and reach again. And circle a little further. Leg spirals further and further out into space once more. Reach while the left side is heavy. Right leg explores the area around you, and then as the leg crosses over, the right hip gets heavy here now too. So we lift the leg, we'll take both ends of the band in the right hand, extend the left arm out, or alternatively, the hand could be on the press on the left. You rotate the right leg out to the side and hold it supported by the band and your forearm. Watch your wrist. Be sure that wrist is straight or even slightly flexed and not an extension. And as you gently move the leg on the socket, feel that stretch in your upper inner thighs. Exhale to pull the leg up, reach it up high to the ceiling. Switch hands and cross it over, extending the arm out, reaching long through the foot, stretch out and rotate the leg internally. And then here, pull the hip down to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Reach up and bend your elbows, lift your chest a little bit, coming up and looking to the inside of the thigh. Your inner upper curl and giving yourself that nice stretch in the back of your leg. The knee can be bent and you can still feel a stretch, that's fine. Or you can straighten it. If you need more stretch, lift the heel and pull the toes down to get more stretch in your calf. And then we'll fold the knee in. Band comes off. Lay back, pull the knee into your chest, and then extend it forward. Stretch it out. Shake the legs a little bit and let them just flop open in some external rotation. Maybe you feel that you're sunken a little bit on the right side, closer to the ground, deeper into the surface. But definitely the legs should feel a bit longer and both happier and more relaxed. So next we'll pull the left knee in. Hug it in first. And then we can place the center of the band on the ball of the foot. The leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Choke up on the band and pay it out. And then bring that leg vertical as much as possible. Bend the knee towards your chest if you need to get the stretch you're looking for with the leg really upright. And now point and flex the foot, elbow toe, toe, ball heel. Take your time doing this. Let it work for all the joints in the foot and also in the ankle. And then we'll end with a soft point and start the circle here. Inhale across the body, left leg to the right. It goes low, out to the side, an external rotation, and comes up to the top, reach for the sky. And the left side is heavy. As the leg moves away, the right side gets heavy before the leg crosses the midline and comes around the curve and up to the top. Remember your breath, just as important as the stability in the hips and the stretch in the leg. Right? So we have that short, deep inhale, fill the lungs to capacity, and then exhale, pay the air out a little bit at a time, but keep pumping it out to the top. And we do this again. And reach. And complete with one more circle, one more breath. And then up here to the top, and that's reverse, out to the side, go forward and down. Drag it across your body, pull it up nice and high, and reach again. You can feel the buoyancy and support of the strap. Try to picture your leg having those same qualities and embodies them too. And reach a little further out into the support of the band with every circle, every repetition. One last one like this. Right side gets heavy, draws deep into the mat, and the leg reaches away, over, across, up to the ceiling. And then here we'll take both ends of the band in your left hand and open leg out to the side without tipping the right side of the pelvis off the mat. If you find that you've done that, pick up the leg, pull the hip down, and then try to open the leg without shifting the pelvic health. You rock the leg gently, the knee can be bent here if it's better for your stretch. And just really try to open up the upper inner thigh. Exhale to pull the leg up using that upper inner thigh. And then we switch hands, right hand now takes the strap and pulls the left leg across the body. Now the hip's gonna lift if it feels good in your back. Otherwise you keep the hip down, but you can stretch the leg away and then rotate it a little bit internally at the upper thigh. Really lengthening out through your left arm and pressing the left shoulder blade into the mat for a little bit of a stretch into the front of the shoulder and the pec. Exhale, the hip comes down, the leg moves up. Give it a little tug here, and you can walk your hands up higher on the band. Upper curl, pull yourself up by bending the elbows and pulling the band down towards you. See if you can feel that you're really balanced here on the lower part of the ribcage. And where the work happens then in front of the abdominals. All right, let's lay ourselves down and fold the knee in. And the band comes off to the side. You can hug that leg in. Little compression at the hip. And then stretch the leg forward and long. Give it a shake. Admire your work. It's good. And then take the arms back, yawn your body open, and we roll up again. So lift the arms, lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, up. Hands up and over your legs. Let your hip fall forward, down between your ears, or between your arms, really. And then stack your body up from top to bottom. Okay, good. So here, on the call. So you can forward, so by the foot of your mat, hands go on your shins unless you want them on your back of your thighs on your strings. And we suck the waist back, so in a pelvic tuck and an upper curl. Curl the tail up, tucking the your feet off, suspend them, elbows wide and forward. As you look down, you curl the tail up to start the movement. Hold your shoulders, exhale, come back up. So the head and neck never touch the ground. When you're here, sitting in the front, behind your sits bones on your glutes, you roll. Exhale, keep looking at your abs, so you look straight out your spine. So keep this curve as you go back on the inhale and forward on the exhale. You're really attempting to use the right inner leg equally roll in a straight line back. And then you come right up the hip line of the mat to come forward. One last one. Inhale, inflate the back and then roll. Exhale, come up to balance. Do great. All right. So here, let's use our balls for the axes. Okay. So you're going to take the ball like so between your hands and have a straight line from elbow to elbow. Sit upright, and then we're going to roll back to your best upper curl under the ball towards your abs. You're going to end in your upper curl and then pull the knees in, tabletop legs. Now we're just going to hold this upper curl if the right leg goes forward, and then we switch the legs. Reciprocal. One goes forward, one goes back. Keep trying to feel your head up and forward to get more bend through the upper abs. or bend through the thoracic spine. And really press the ball. I know these are really old and squishy, so really try to press the hands together through the ball. One more time. We end with the left leg in, and then we rest. Okay, right? Take the ball underneath your neck. I know that's hard. You can lower your feet, keep the knees bent, and just turn your head easy side to side. So get a little release in your neck. Because even when you're doing most of the work in your abdominal wall, you're still going to feel some stretch in the neck, some work in the neck. All right, ball comes out, extend the legs, we roll up, squeezing the ball. So you lift the ball, look at it, look at your belly, pull yourself forward, and maybe roll the ball along the legs. And then we're showing double leg stretch. So kind of like with this sort of just distance between your hands and maybe up to your wrist. It would be a little easier if it was not so squashed. Yeah, it would roll better instead of kind of collapse. Yeah. But this is what we have. So here, you hold the ball in front, lengthen it out through the heel of the hand, lengthen it out to the fingertips, curl the tail up, down, you'll roll back. And as you come back, you may want to pull the knees into your chest and in your upper curl with tabletop legs and the ball resting towards your ankles. So now from here, squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the ball. Inhale, arms and legs lift to the ceiling. You exhale, you fold the knees and rest the ball back on your shins. So inhale to let everything open away from center and then pull it back in. It'll be tempting to look back or up at your feet. Don't do it. Keep looking at your navel. You reach this open, you pull it closed. And again, stretch and then return. And one more time. Lengthen through your fingertips, pull it back. And now stretch the legs forward, arms back, and roll up again. Up and again, slide the ball down, point the feet and bring it over the top of the ankles, over your feet, even if the knees bend. And then you go all the way down over your toes. And coming back up. So for scissors, we go back into the upright curl, we're gonna hold the ball up, and then each leg is gonna come and kick the ball twice. So that's the plan. So here we go. We'll see what happens. So go back. Upright curl, extend both legs up. The left leg goes forward and the right leg taps the ball twice. You switch, tap, tap, and switch. So the ball will bounce, but you're really trying not to bring the ball to the leg. I mean, make it possible that you can bring the leg to the ball. But really try to work that leg into a little bit more stretch than maybe it wants to, maybe it thinks it can. Then we end with the knee to the left. And then bend your knees. And again, let's take the ball behind your neck, under the base of the skull. And here, bring your feet apart, knees bent, feet to the width of the mat. And you can just let the knees sway from one side to the other and turn your head away from your knees. Move your toes out of the way. So this should help mobility in the hips, but also release the lower back and the neck from doing the abseils. Apparently, I have a very important message on this. Oh, but it's gone. Not that important. It wasn't meant to be anyway. So here we go. So next one is double leg lower lift. Now, if you're really tight in the back line, particularly in the hamstrings, or you can just try it if you want anyway. You can do this one with the roll under your sacrum, and it helps you bring the legs higher. But they're not down so low, right? So be sure you have the ball with you. Everyone can try it. So you come up into your bridge and take the ball across your sacrum. Oh, yep, that abandoned you. And then when you fold your knees in, you take the ball between the center of the arches, really the edge of the arches, right? So it's embedded between your feet. Yes. And your legs are still only, 5 to 6 inches apart, depending on the size of the ball when it's squashed. Then lift the ball up in the air. So you can feel like you can bring the legs further back over your chest or vertical if they normally don't go there. And now as you squeeze, just be careful, watch your low back and don't make the movement too big. But you're gonna press the legs forward, press the ball across the ceiling until you feel the abdominals really engaged, but before you feel the back arch. And then you squeeze the ball and you pull this back up. Everyone feel safe in your low back? Because you want to do this really thoughtfully and carefully so that you don't overarch your spine with the weight of your legs. But it should feel nice to start to feel this engagement to the lower abdominals and also the knitting together of the muscles in your back, connecting into that big diamond shape connected tissue sheath around your sacrum. So we press this forward, trying to hold the ball steady as it travels through space, and exhale to lift it up and bring it back far enough to make it interesting for the hamstrings to feel that stretch and also maybe stretch into your sacral area a little bit. So one more time, forward and down. Exhale to lift with control. All right, fold the knees, reach your hand for the ball and take that to the side. And then feet down, hips up, and roller slides out. All right, so we can roll up to sitting again. Surprise. And we've got to get these roll-ups in where we can. And now we're going back down to do the twist. Sometimes we call elbow to knee. You'll be doing it like this, but in your upper curl. Okay, so we roll back to your upper curl. You can fold the knees in one or both at the same time, and then bring the ball low by your right hip and reach it across the room. So you're going to twist the upper body. Stretch your left leg forward, float it off the ground. As we switch the legs, bring the ball over and to the opposite side, and then we twist as we switch the legs. So legs still working here, like pistons, each staying in its own plane as it goes forward and back. And see if you can push the ball forward to a little bit more flexion through the upper abdominals, as well as getting that rotation from side to side. Try to stay within the frame of your hips and your legs with your upper body. And the eyes push the ball away. Feel a little deeper into the curl. We end to the left or whenever you want, and then go ahead and lay down. All right, wonderful. Put the ball to the side and just pull both knees into your chest. Hug them in. And we take one hand to each knee. And we circle the knees here. Stir the legs on the sockets. And then reverse the direction of the circles. And let's roll up to sitting. For spine stretch. So legs are open, sit on your sits bones, and you can elevate your hips if your back is tight. We'll extend the arms forward, and then pull down through the arms, pull up through the chest. Gaze on the horizon. Look down. And then let the weight of your head reach forward, out, and over in an arm. The spine follows the head out, over, and down. Reach out long through your fingertips towards your feet. And then sink down through your sits bones, tail, and stack your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and finally you lift your gaze, neck and head on top of your tails. And down again. You want to start the movement of the head and the neck and the shoulders, and exhale, go all the way over and down. And inhale to articulate up. Over again. Back to the spinal curve, increasing the curve where you're tight. Press through your legs, press through your heels, press through your sits bones, and come up and float on with your halo into the sky. And one more time. body makes a C curve shape here. And then we bring it on up. And lower. Okay, so let's bring the legs together for spine twist. Lift up and sit right on your sits bones. Try to have a little arch in the back here and below your waist. And then these might be slightly bent or straightened, whatever you need. Arms forward like so, reach out. And then rotate to the right and pulse 1, 2, 3. Lift the center to the left. Twist and bring out your breath, bring out your waist. And again, here to the right. And to the left. Again. Back to center, the arms lower. We open the legs wider than that. Again, maybe lift up, try to swing the tail behind you and up the wall. And if you're really having trouble sitting upright, bend your knees as much as you need to. It's more important to sit upright than to have the legs straight, because that's safest for your low back, right? So if I'm here, this is fine. Don't worry about it. And you rotate and then soft and dive over. The back arm moves up to the ceiling. And then come upright, center to the other side. Now for this one, if you would honestly be more comfortable standing, you can totally do that. Right. So sometimes like the back line is so tight that it prevents a lot of mobility. And you're better off to stand and really get the stretch than you are to fight like the constriction that you feel in the movement. So up again, center and more twist in front. Up, center here to the other side. And then come center, bring your legs together, come up to stand. So I want everyone to feel like a standing saw. Because it honestly might be a better choice, you know, and then it would help you work into a seated one. And even if you're pretty flexible, it still feels pretty amazing. So we can start with the legs pretty, like a little wider than the outside of the hips. So it's wider than like the hip joint angle, which would be like 4 to 5 inches. And then release and turn out, arms out to the side and in front of your collarbones. So rotate to the right, dive over and down, bring the back of your hands along the outside of the leg, and try to bring the hand down as low as you can. Look behind you and up to where the fingertips are behind you. And then coming upright, pull that rotation, come all the way up through center, twist and then dive. Then press forward. And the movement forward of the chest, so it lifts the arm up and back behind you, try to bring it diagonally to the opposite corner. And lift, pull up, center, and again. So this is what it feels like when you're sitting down. Again, sitting up straight. And then twist and dive. Push through your legs to come upright and then unwind and bring it down. Yeah. So if that feels a lot better than doing it seated, you can always do that variation because it just, you know, for some bodies at the beginning of their practices of doing different types of movement, you make adjustments so that you get the feeling that you need in your body and you're not fighting the restrictions that you have temporarily. Okay. And honestly, like really, no shame, no harm. It's just good for you. You should enjoy it, right? So we're going that out. And even when you're really advanced, it's still good to do all different variations of different exercises because you can experience something different that will help you when you go back to like the version that you normally do. So here we go with the arms extended out for swan. And then ears between arms. So we're going to pull back with the shoulder blades, propel the head and chest forward, bring your eyes across the floor, and up the wall. So the shoulder blades pull together and behind you. You want to feel the stretch in the abdominal muscles as you lift the heart, lift the eyes a little higher, get a little bit more lift through your chest. And then keep looking up as you dip your belly into the mat. Come down deliberately 1 inch at a time. It's like doing a roll up, but you're reversed, right? You're on your stomach and not on your back. So we start here with the movement of the head, the eyes move forward, the blades pull back with your lats. You come forward with the chest and up. You can use the roller to help you feel if the articulation of the vertebra lifting one by one and then releasing one by one to come down. So a lot of times we use either the roller or the ball to help the body find the sequence of movement in the articulation of the spine. And let's do that again. Forward and up, partners here. Feel that stretch in your abs without overstretching the neck, right? You don't want to punch either your neck or your low back. Where the body has the inverse curves, you're trying to work into more length. And then here, just push the roller forward. Bring your hands by your armpits. Push off, come up, and sit back in child's pose. Stretch out your back just in case it needs it after that. And then you press through your shins, you sink your tail, and you stack your spine up. Okay. So here, let's continue our work on planks. So come up to standing. So you're going to have options to either be in a plank on your forearms or on your hands. So you can choose either. You could also in a plank go onto your knees. So you're about like you have more support like along the shins and feet. All right, so let's start in a Pilates big. Bring the arms up to the ceiling. Take a little upper back extension like the swan you just did on the floor with the roller. And then we're diving forward. So we do a standing roll down here. For advanced arms by the ears, you go down, fingers, bend your knees as necessary to bring your palms to the ground. And then we're walking out. And here's where you have an option. You can go to your knees. You could also come forward, go to your elbows, or you can keep the legs straight. And then from here, right, maybe this is enough of a plank. Maybe you want to be in your quadruped. Maybe you want one or both legs back, right? So anyway, we're trying to pull the heel forward and the tail back. Push the ground down with the wide open palms. And pull the heel of the hand back to feel that connection in from your tricep to your leg. Collarbones are wide. And you may want to squeeze the legs together by pulling the heels together and going into a little external rotation. Just stay here and push the ground down to feel a lift through your abs. Come out of it when you need to. And then we can plank up. Almost like a down dog, try to get your heels down, your arms push forward, walk your hands back in towards your feet. Hang your head, look at your knees, bend your knees a little bit, push through your feet, curl the tail under and stack your spine bottom to top. So you bring your gaze all the way up and look ahead. So you got your hands and wrists. We're gonna go down one more time to whatever version you want. And here we go. So lift the arms, upper back extension, then over and down. And going forward. And again, it's important to like honor your body, do what is right for it, and not just do the hardest thing because you think you can. You gotta really be ready for these exercises. So you wanna think someone can lay a plank from your head to your shoulders, to your sacrum, to your tail, to your heels. In the most advanced form, easier to lift the hips up in the air, right? Stay here like so. If you want a little bit more advancement, you would pick up one leg, lower it down, pick up the other leg, lower it down, and then let's plank back up. Push the mat away from you with the heel of the hand. Walk your hands in. Bend your knees as you need to, so your back feels secure. Weight in your feet, push the feet down. Sink your tail, leave it long and heavy like a kangaroo's tail, and then come up. You'll take a deep breath here. And sigh the air out. You're good for today. Thank you guys so much for coming to class. It's great having you here.